Good morning and welcome to our class once again. This morning, I want us to look at the northwest corner rule, and we are using our example here. The examiner says we use the northwest corner rule to transport some items from manufacturing plant 1, 2, and 3 up to warehouse W1, warehouse 2, and warehouse 3. From the question, we are given the capacity for manufacturing plant M1 is 400, the capacity for M2 is 500, and the capacity for M3 is 100. That gives us a total of 1,000 units. Likewise, the capacity for warehouse 1 is 300, the capacity for warehouse 2 is 200 units, and the capacity for warehouse 3 is 500 units, and again, that equals to 1,000 units. The 2, 1, 3, 6, 4, and 5, and 7, 10, and 8 are the costs of transportation from the 3 manufacturing plants to the 3 warehouses W1, W2, and W3. For example, the cost of transporting one product from M1 to W2 is 1 shilling, and the cost of transporting a product from M3 to W3 is 8 shillings. Right? The examiner is asking us to use the northwest corner rule to transport or to show how the units will be transported from the 3 manufacturing plants to the warehouses W1, W2, and W3. How do you go about that? Now, the northwest corner rule tells us to start at the northwest corner rule. That is there. If you have to draw here, the northwest is here. So we start at the left top corner number, which is 2. So we are starting to assign at 2. And therefore, because you look at the capacity for warehouse 1, and we find it's 300, and the M1 gives us a capacity of 400, we shall therefore assign the capacity of W1 to full capacity. And so we shall write 300 from M1 to W1. And because the capacity of W1 has been filled up, we shall cancel out W1, and we cancel out the 400 capacity for M1, and we remain with 100. That's what we have made with from M1. Once again, the M1 has a balance of 100, and therefore we shall assign it. Before we go to the next row, we are in row 1. Before coming to row 2, we must clear the balance from manufacturing plant 1, that is 100 units. And so the next part, we shall look at the capacity for W2 and find it's 200. And so we shall assign 100 from M1 to W2 and then cancel out the balance from M1 because M1 capacity is 400 and we have transported 300 W1 and 100 W2, and so capacity for M1 is done. So we cancel out M1, and then we also look at the capacity for W2. We have transported 100 units to W2 from M1, but the capacity of W2 is 200. Therefore, we cancel out the capacity and remain with 100 space enough for 100 in W2. Having done that, we go to the next level, the next row. And the next row, because W1 has been filled up, the next row will only be W2. W2 has a capacity remaining of 100. Therefore, we want to look at the capacity for M2. The M2 is giving us 500 units, but W2 only requires 100 units. And therefore, we shall assign 100 units from M2 to W2, and because we have already assigned the balance, the 100 units balance, we cancel out and also cancel out the W2 because it's done. We shall also look at the capacity for M2. We had 500 units and we have already transported 100 to W2, and therefore the balance becomes 400 in manufacturing plant 2. Once again, we shall not come to the third row. We won't go to the next row until we have cleared the balance the balance in the row 2. So capacity for M2, the manufacturing plant 2, has remained with 400. And therefore, we also look at the capacity for W3 and find it needs 500. We have 400 from M2, but 3 requires 500. Therefore, we shall transport the 400 remaining in M2 and cancel out the balance for M2 and also cancel out M2 because it's done. Therefore, look at what is remaining. There is no other option. We have to transport from M3 100 to W3. The capacity of W3 having been 500 and having assigned or transported 400 from M2, the remaining capacity for W3 is 100. Once again, we look at the remaining point. We only have 8 shillings transportation from M3 to W3. And so there is only one option, which is to transport the 100 capacity for manufacturing plant 3 to W3. And so once again, cancel out W3 and also cancel out manufacturing plant 3. The examiner will also ask you to get the total cost of transporting from the 3 manufacturing plants to the 3 warehouses, W1, W2, and W3. And so we shall take the 2 shillings transportation per unit times 300 units, that is 2 times 300. Then we shall add 1 shilling times 100, and then we shall add the 4 shillings times 100, 4 times 100. Again, we had 5 shillings times 400 units, 5 times 400 shillings. And then lastly, we have the 8 shillings per unit times 100 shillings per unit. That is 8 times 100. And then we can now get the totals. This gives me 600 shillings. We also have 100 shillings. And then 400 shillings, 900 shillings, and 800 shillings. This becomes 11 plus 17, and I get 2,800 shillings as total transportation costs using the northwest corner rule. Thank you for watching. Sorry for the wrong calculation. This 5 times 400 is 2,000. And then you have 8 times 100 is 800. Therefore, the total now will be 7 plus 4, 1100. 31 plus 8 becomes 3,900 Kenya shillings. This is the total cost of transporting our materials from M1, M2, M3 to W1, W2, W3 using the northwest corner rule. Thank you for watching. God bless you.